body of stories concerning the gods, heroes, and rituals of the ancient Greeks, that the myth contained a considerable element of fiction was recognized by the more critical Greeks, such as the philosopher Plato in the 5th to 4th century BCE. In general, however, in the popular piety of the Greeks, the myths were viewed as true accounts. However, did you know that these Greek gods and goddesses has something that they are known for but we aren't aware of? This is one of the few questions we always have in mind about the Greek gods and goddesses. But let me ask you, how much do you know about the Greek gods and goddesses?
10 things you need to know about Greek mythology but were too shy to ask.
According to a poet and a leading expert in Hesiod, chaos was a vast and dark void, which is the first power in the universe. Moreover, chaos was the source of the first proper beings among them, Argeia or earth, Eros or love, and Nyx is night. Additionally, Hesiod believed that chaos was fenced from diffuse mass of the disorganized thought, matter without forms. One trivia about chaos in Greek mythology is that chaos was considered the first primordial deity originating before the gods and the universe itself. It was a formless void representing the infinite potential from which everything else emerged.
The Greek gods may have been awe-inspiring, but they were pretty hard to like. Time and again they proved as nasty, violent, and power-hungry as mortals. They didn't have much respect for their elders, either at least not at first. After Uranus, Sky mated with his mother Gaia, Earth to produce the so-called Titans, the first generation of true gods.
Did you know that Titanic referred to the Titans, a family of giants in Greek mythology who were believed to have once ruled the earth? They were subsequently overpowered and replaced by the younger Olympian gods under the leadership of Zeus.
Janus was a real Roman god. There is no counterpart for Janus Greek mythology. It was all Roman. In ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus is the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, frames, and endings.
Did you know that in Greek mythology, the term Janus faced originates from the god Janus? Janus is depicted with two faces, one looking towards the past and the other towards the future. He symbolizes beginnings, transitions, and duality. As the god of doorways and gates, he is usually depicted holding a key in one hand and a staff in the other, representing the choices and transitions in life.
The Furies. Who are the Furies and what are they? Furies is a quaint word for violent storms or angry women. But to the ancient Greeks, the Furies were anything but quaint, being personified forces and pitiless agents of vengeance.
Did you know that they are characterized by three sisters? Alecto for unceasing, Tisiphone avenging murder, and Megara for grudging. Their counterparts in Greek mythologies are the Erinyes. The Furies were always seen as cruel, but at the same time fair in their punishments. They were particularly concerned with homicide and filial conduct, offenses against the gods, and perjury. A victim seeking justice could call down the curse of the Erinyes upon the criminal, for it is said that they arose from the blood Uranus shed on Gaia after his son mutilated him.
The word Dionysian was refined and popularized by Nietzsche, who linked Dionysus, Greek god of wine and mystical ecstasy, to emotional, intuitive, sensual, and unrestrained artistic expression. Dionysus was always a god more of the people than of the cultured elite.
In ancient Greek religion and myth, Dionysus is the god of winemaking, orchids, fruit, vegetation, fertility, and religious ecstasy. He was also known as Bacchus by the Greeks. Dionysus was the son of Zeus and Semele, a daughter of Cadmus, king of Thebes. Dionysus had the power to restore life to death.
Atlas. Atlas was the Titan god who bore the sky aloft. He personified the quality of endurance. Atlas was the leader of the Titans in their war against Zeus, and after their defeat, he was condemned to carry the heavens upon his shoulders.
Atlas was the son of Titan Lapithus and the Oceanid Asia or Clymene. He was a brother of Epimetheus and Prometheus. He had many children, mostly daughters, the Hesperides, the Hyades, the Pleiades, and the nymph Calypso. Atlas was also the god who instructed mankind in the art of astronomy by sailors in navigation and farmers in measuring the seasons. These roles were often combined, and Atlas becomes the god who turns the heaven in their axis.
Hermes, also known as Mercurial in Greek mythology, is the messenger of the gods renowned for his agility, speed, and cleverness. He bridges the realms of gods, humans, and the underworld, delivering messages, guiding souls, and facilitating trade. Hermes represents communication, transition, and quick thinking.
Did you know that Hermes is a multifaceted figure in Greek mythology, representing both the messenger of the gods and the god of thieves?
Vulcan is the god of fire in Roman mythology. His Greek equivalent is the god of Hephaestus. He is the son of Jupiter and Juno and the husband of Venus. Did you know that Vulcan was born extremely ugly? His mother Juno tried to throw him off a cliff but failed to kill her son. Instead, she put him in a volcano and told him to stay there for the rest of his young life. Little did she know that her young boy would grow to be a very talented blacksmith for all the gods and goddesses of Olympus.
Pandora is the first human woman who was created by Hephaestus on the instruction of Zeus. Pandora's box was given to her by Zeus during her wedding. Zeus instructed her not to open the box no matter what the circumstances, but because of her curiosity, she opened the box and all the evils comes.
Do you actually know that Pandora is a figure from Greek mythology who was not only the first woman, but as an instrument of the wrath of Zeus?
The praise by Jove originates in ancient Rome and conveys astonishment, emphasis, or confirmation. It is the Latin translation of the Greek expression by Zeus. Jupiter, the Greek equivalent of Zeus, was revered and worshipped as the most potent god in natural forces.
Who is by Jove? What kind of Greek god was he? Did you know that in Greek mythology, by Jove is actually a Roman expression equivalent to saying by Zeus in Greek? The praise is used as an expression of surprise or emphasis and comes from the Roman god Jupiter, who is the equivalent of Zeus in Greek mythology.
There are things we think we know well. However, far from our consciousness, there are still much to uncover. Those are the trivia about the gods and goddesses from Greek mythology. The deeper we know about them, the more we know their story and why everything happened in their lives. The importance of knowing their trivia is for us to completely understand their origin, their ways of life, and how they handled circumstances in different levels, and what rare things they have done that we would be surprised to know.